reporting for duty, and I'm glad that you're here. This is going to be so good. I'm really excited to show you guys what I've worked on. What's the essential stream about? You guys are getting news that doesn't suck. Here we go. I'm going to just have a little thought experiment. I need you to name an export from Germany. I'm going to actually time you guys in my head. I'm going to see how long it takes for you guys to actually be able to list the thing that I'm thinking of. 1, 2, 14, 15. Cars. There we fucking go. Cars. We got it. The number one thing that people will think of, for some reason you guys went ball bearings number 1. Sure. Fascism. Yeah, a little bit outdated, but love the gumption. ChatGPT, I asked the exact same question. Cars, beer, and engineering/technology. Those are the things that they do. They also do food. That's fine. Everybody does food. That's not special. Would a robot know what people think of? So what ChatGPT is a language learning model, which means that it does not have any original ideas, but rather compiles whatever it has heard before. So if there is a high density of rhetoric around these 3 things, these are the things that human people have come up with as what they do. Yeah, ball bearings was number 3. Great job. I'm going to talk to you guys about cars for just a second. Here are 2 cars. I know which one you, if your name is Fluffy, you prefer right off the bat. They are very futuristic, both of them. And I'm just going to show you a couple of statistics about these 2 cars. Germany's in some real fucking trouble. I'm not showing you which one's which. I'm not telling you which car is what. I've removed everything that's essential about you, in terms of branding on the car, for you to be able to identify what it is you're looking at. I'm just fucking showing you guys the actual statistics of these 2 cars. These are the base models. Car number 1 has a 2.7 speed to get from 0 miles per hour to 60 miles per hour. The second car, 4.5. First car, 220 kilowatts per second and 295 horsepower. 300 kilowatts to 402 horsepower. Driving range, you can get 350 miles per hour on a single charge of this car. These are electric vehicles. Versus the second car, 274. Again, obviously you can choose multiple different colors. They exist in multiple different capacities. They look almost identical. Like, almost identical. Both of these are electric cars. However, one of these cars is half of the price of the other car. One of these comes from China. The other one comes from fucking Porsche. And Porsche is really fucking suffering right now because of this. Because anybody who has any sort of rationale, like at all, is going to very quickly be like, okay, great. Even if I cared about the kilowatts per second, I'm going to get the fucking car that's half of the goddamn price. So, the funniest part about this, the first car company is a fucking phone company. This is not a car company. So, when I say that the first company is showing up in a major way, you're getting a premium car for a fraction of the price. And one of the big things that Germany depends on as an economy is their car exports. It's one of their biggest, exports. It's one of the ways that they make money. And of course, China being, the second largest population on the planet, if they are not selling mass fucking cars, but don't people buy Porsche exclusively for the brand name? Not when the cars look like this. They are identical. Down to the, look at the fucking handles. This is your car. In case you were wondering, r/Taycan is very upset about this. They do not like the fact that there's an identical car being made in China. Again, the screen that I showed you, it's essentially Taycan at Chevy Bolt prices. True, it is. They sold 100 million in the first year of it existing. This car, the Xiaomi, is only been out for a year. In fact, it is not purchasable in most parts of the world. It's just in China right now. Another thing that really does not help Germany at this exact moment is the fact that it is one of the only German car companies that does not make any of their cars in the USA. And that's a problem because of this man, who is now making it so that if they want to fucking send cars to the US, it's looking like shortly they're going to have to spend more fucking money to be able to sell anything over there. Like, that, just point blank, the cars are going to be more expensive to be able to sell. which then will be parlayed onto the consumers because, of course, the company doesn't want to eat the cost, which means that fewer cars will end up being purchased, which is a huge fucking problem. I believe the Xiaomi has sold 100,000 units. Porsche's down 50% globally. Globally. This is not something that is only impacting Porsche, I should be clear. This is impacting all luxury car companies in China. Like, all of the German companies are really fucking struggling right now because the Chinese consumer is very comfortable with this new car. That is, again, exactly the same, is not uncomfortable using an AI reliance, which Porsche specifically has been very hesitant about, and having the newest tech features that, like, it has everything. In fact, I believe it was the CEO of Ford had one of the Xiaomi cars exported to America so that he could, like, test it out. He didn't want to give it up. He was like, I want to drive this forever. So this could, I mean, currently it's impacting Germany, but frankly, I mean, America is also a major car producer. Japan is also a major car consumer or producer. Like, this could end up costing dividends. This could be something that impacts the larger market. So that's just a very interesting thing. Now, I want to introduce you to the triplex cinema. This is something that is, I believe, in Massachusetts. I've never seen it, although I do live here. They have a very aesthetic. Like, what you're seeing here is like, oh, they probably have like 4 screens in the entire venue. You're going there, and it is like, you're not going there for like the AMC vibe. In fact, it's essential to note that triplex is not Regal Cinemas. Ever since the pandemic, where companies were basically forced to put their movies on platforms such as Netflix and Hulu and Disney Plus and places like that, ever since they realized there isn't a huge decrease in profits for having movies go straight to streaming services, there's been a huge hit on the movie theater industry in general. The theaters have largely been just straight up fucking suffering. Just suffering. They have yet to come back to pre-pandemic highs across the board. This is across the board. Like, triplex cinema obviously is hurting, but Regal Cinemas in, I believe it was 2022, closed 39 different venues across the states and filed for bankruptcy. In fact, actually, funny story, I went and saw the Mario movie at a Regal Cinema really close by my house, and then a week later, the place was closed, and it was without any like precedent. They none of the employees knew, obviously. It was just like, hi, we're announcing that these 39 locations are just gone, and they were. I walked by it literally like within the next week and was like, oh, okay, I guess I saw one of the last movies at this place. You know, for Regal Cinemas, they can file for bankruptcy, close down a couple of theaters, and continue operation, maybe at a smaller scale, but for triplex cinema, it's triplex cinema. There's one. It runs out of money, it's gone. And so, they don't have the ability to just do the shutdown thing and sell weird fucking popcorn buckets that people want to have sex with. They can't depend on that. So they just have to close. Or maybe they don't. This is becoming something that is becoming... Have you not heard about this, Fluffy? Yeah, people want to have sex with the Dune popcorn bucket. Actually, can we start a poll? Who wants to have sex with the popcorn bucket? I will have sex with the bucket. You make do with what you have. I'm having sex with the bucket. You can think long and hard about it. You're gonna realize that I'm right. Like, do what you need. Yeah, popcorn buckets can't offer consent, but they also can't feel that I'm having sex with them. Let it be on record that I'm correct. I can't be in the minority here. Whatever. Anyhow, that poll will continue to go on. They can't rely on buckets that people want to have sex with, which, by the way, popcorn buckets that are unique are becoming like a cornerstone of how theaters are earning back their money. That's its own thing, though. What they can do, and this is something that is actually starting to happen, is that the theaters are going from profitable, like, for-profit companies into non-profit theaters. So the owner of the triplex cinema was like, somebody was like, no, you can't be shutting down. He was like, do you have $1 million? And unsurprisingly, she was like, no. But what I do have is a lot of friends and a lot of people who fucking care about the triplex cinema. People in town start like genuinely donating. In fact, one of the actresses in Raiders of the Lost Ark ended up starting an audition with like memorabilia from the movie just to be able to donate. People started donating like hand over fist. It started as like a very small thing, but it turned into like a GoFundMe type of thing. It very quickly grew to be something that like was a cornerstone. There again, this is something that is becoming increasingly common. This is the triplex, but there are other theaters that are also doing this that are like local mom and pop shops that are starting to find financial success. Holy shit, wait. Holy fuck. Did anyone see that? Gregory Crewdson? Holy shit, it's fucking Gregory Crewdson! Holy! There's a man! Oh, and he donated $225,000 after signing some copies of his limited edition work. I didn't know about this dude at all, but I saw his work and I was like, I couldn't stop looking at it, really. I'm going to show you some of Gregory Crewdson's work because apparently photography can be fun. Fucking weird work. Like, my eye both knows exactly where to look and also has no idea where to look. Like, the framing is immaculate. Fuck landscape and wildlife. Give me this. Like, it feels lonely and desolate. I don't know how to describe it. Anyhow, that's Gregory Crewdson. I really like it. But, like, yeah, this is becoming a thing. They're, like, selling chairs. Like, you can have your a chair named after you. Like, you can buy a chair. Obviously, because it's a nonprofit now, they don't have to just watch the fucking boring Sonic the Hedgehog movie and disgusting Paddington in Peru and Captain America's Brave New World. They can show basically whatever they want. They can go ahead and show Spirited Away, foreign films. They can show retrospectives. They can just watch a bunch of fucking Stanley Kubrick films and like talk about his life's work. Or they can have their own film festivals that they're doing. They can do anything that they want, really. As long as they buy the rights to show the movie, they aren't expected to just simply show the shit that you would expect from a movie theater. You can go and experience a big fucking screen in a crowded theater to watch The fucking Room, if that's what they want. This is becoming an avenue for businesses that, like, legitimately at this point, otherwise would just simply not be able to exist. Because again, there isn't enough money coming in. People aren't going to theaters in the same way that they used to. We don't want to fucking watch the Sonic the Hedgehog movie in theaters. We might want to watch La La Land. We might want to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey, something that we have nostalgia for. This is the future of a lot of small theaters. Here are two other ones. And I'd just like to point out the Crandall Theater, just off rip. I know this is a really low quality image, but sometimes you can just fucking look at a building and be like, people love this one. You can just kind of look at a building and be like, oh, people like this. But yeah, the Crandall Theater, like, it went under. And who brings it back but the community? I have one more story that I'm going to share with you guys today. This is Sam Altman. Don't jump scare me with Sam Altman like that. I'll try to give a trigger warning next time. But right now, you might have heard about ChatGPT. It's kind of like becoming a big thing. Like, it's kind of becoming important. And, you know, back when it was like just starting as a nonprofit, it's like, okay, sure, we're a nonprofit, whatever. But now it's like, there's money here. Now what they're trying to do, or Sam most specifically, is he's trying to turn this into a for-profit company. And he's going about this very particularly. What he's trying to do is he's trying to convince the world that the valuation of the company is $29 billion. So that when he buys it, like buys chunks of it, if not the majority of it, when it's invested or recognized as what it's actually worth as like a significantly higher number, something like 157 billion, the investment he made of like, let's say he actually just buys it outright for $29 billion and owns the entire thing, that number fucking skyrockets through the fucking roof. It goes all the way the fuck up. I mean, you buy it at $29 billion, it goes for profit, and Sam buys a shit ton of shares, and then people realize, oh fuck, it's worth $160 billion. So he's currently trying to convince people, even though nobody believes that it's only worth $29 billion, that it's actually only worth $29 billion. And then what he's going to do is he's going to just kind of become generationally wealthy. He does kind of have chud energy in the last photo. This is chud energy. It's insane profit if he can pull it off. But unfortunately for him, there's a man who doesn't like that idea. Because he used to work with this company. In fact, they used to both be on the board together. And that man's name is Elon Musk. That man's name is Elon Musk, who was removed from the company because he had bad he had bad ideas, as he seems to typically do. Elon Musk realizes that Sam Altman is trying to get this company valued at $29 billion so that he can buy a huge chunk and have his money actually exponentially increase. And says, how about $97 billion? I'm just throwing that number out there. Let's say $97 billion. Knowing full well that they're not going to fucking sell it to him. He knows that they're not going to sell it to him. Because if they did sell it to him, I mean, not only could there be FCC trade acts that just simply disallow it can't exist, but on top of that, now it's making it so that the company is more clearly and visibly seen as being worth more. Now there's no way that he can argue, yeah, it's worth $29 billion. No, it's worth minimum $97 billion because Elon Musk, the richest man on the fucking planet, says so. Yeah, I would buy it for that price. And he knows damn well that, if he says that number, it means that if they took him up on it, that he would have to fork over the fucking money. Because this is exactly what he did with Twitter. He said it was worth $44 billion, and then it wasn't worth $44 billion. He was like, oh, actually, I don't want to do that. It fucked with the stock price. It changed the entire fucking company's value. And so he got sued over this. They were like, you have to fucking buy Twitter for the price that you said because you made a huge speculative thing about how you're going to buy it for this price. You fucked with our company. You actually are legally obligated to stick by what you said. So fucking pay up. He knows better than anybody that this is what he has to pay if they want it. And he knows for a goddamn fact they are not going to fucking pay it. Or they're not going to take the deal. Because Sam Altman wants full control. He wants generational wealth. So now what they've had to do is they've had to reconcile with the fact that if they restructure the company to be for profit, it takes it from being a $30 billion investment from nonprofit into a $97 billion minimum to change it from the nonprofit to a for-profit institution. They have had to implement new rules to basically compensate for the fact that Elon took his big fat cock that also is tiny and slammed it on the table as loudly as he could. So that's what's going on with OpenAI. Very interesting. If I keep on doing news reports like this, I will keep you guys well in the loop about this. But that's currently where we are at this exact moment.